Hi friends, Briggs Wallace here. This video is for you if you're wondering how to break through the blockages that you've been feeling within yourself to get happier, to get healthier, to feel more emotionally stable, less swings, right? To be more energetic and to be more vibrant. So let's talk about the concept of devotion to oneself. Now, what does that mean? What are you devoted to within yourself? Are you devoted to feeling healthier and brighter? Are you devoted to doing whatever it takes out of love for yourself to get more energetic and to be more emotionally stable? Well, that devotion, that word, is what I would consider discipline, self-discipline. Now, we've all been taught that discipline is the main principle that tells us and yells at us what to do and says, go to the gym, eat healthy, faster, 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 better, 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 right? But self-discipline gives us freedom. Self-discipline is a devotion to ourselves. So when I have devotion and discipline for myself, I may not feel like having a salad every day. In fact, I freaking don't, okay? But I have the discipline and the devotion to wanting to feel good and to wanting to have more energy and to wanting to be more healthy every day in every way, that out of self-love and devotion, I enact the discipline of having greens every day, or most days, right? Allowing myself to be in progress and not having to be perfect. So I often have a lot of clients and they say that they're having a hard time keeping their emotional swings, right? Feeling a lot of overwhelm, feeling low energy, feeling fatigue. And I ask, where is the devotion in you? Where is you showing up for you out of love and out of care to nourish yourself back towards the things that are going to give you what you need? I think we all know it. I think we all know that we need to eat healthful foods, healthful whole foods, and also get exercise in order to feel well, right? We all know that. But the way that we get there is by having devotion to ourselves and enacting that discipline. It's really, really hard for a houseplant to get everything it needs without getting enough water, without having a good environment, without having fertilizing soil, right? And we're nothing but complicated houseplants, right? We need sunlight, we need good water, we need nutrients, we need exercise, we need supportive people around us. And we have the power and the agency to be able to go get those things when we are devoted to ourselves. And sometimes that devotion looks like discipline, self-discipline, but not in the mean way, in the way that you say like, hey, I want to live a little bit better every day in every way. So I bring it to my attention to try, right? I'm going to have a salad today and I'm going to try to have a salad tomorrow. And the good news is that discipline gives you freedom, right? You're free to choose. And the more healthy habits that you build, the more the healthy habits actually are a self-rewarding process. I think people often don't realize, that in the beginning, discipline and doing things like exercise when you're not used to doing them or eating salads is not a pleasant experience. It's not. There's some pushback, right? Your body may ache a little bit, you may get sore, right? But over time, that devotion, it changes. You get the momentum and you start to push through the uncomfortability, and it becomes more of a reward than a chore. And so discipline, Michael Beckwith would say, disciplines become blissciplines. And I have certainly found that to be true in my own life. I used to be 100 pounds overweight. And I knew the things I needed to do, and I had a lot of depression and a lot of anxiety, and it was a full package of not great, okay? And I just knew that I had to get more movement in my life. And so it started with just walking, not changing into a sports outfit, not some big gym movement or some big program, just walking with my dog and walking while talking to my sister on the phone, right? And at first it hurt my body and I was heavier. I was 100 pounds heavier and it was hard to move. Then I realized, oh, that spaciousness really shifted my energy. Me putting energy out and having that discipline to start doing that gave me more energy. And I started walking more and more for longer periods of time. Then that built into me being interested on going on hikes, something that I would previously have dreaded if someone asked me to do and felt a lot of anxiety and self-consciousness around it, right? Now I hike every day that I possibly can as devotion and discipline to myself. It is my greatest joy, right? And so I'm no longer afraid of the things that are uncomfortable at first because I gave myself that sense of agency by showing myself, hey, just keep going. I can do things that I say I'm going to do. And when I say I'm going to do it, I build a sense of ownership and self-efficacy and agency. So the same is true of having some fruits and veggies every day, right? I don't always feel like it. To be totally truthful, I would prefer to have tacos and pizza all of the time, right? But those greens and those veggies and that fruit, those whole foods give me so much more satiation and so much more energy and so much more balance in my health and less mood swings. And so it's a self-rewarding process. So how does devotion show up in your life? Does your devotion, does it equal the mean principal the gym teacher yelling at you about what you should do? Right? Because if it does, it's just good to be aware of because we can change that story, right? We can always have that mean gym teacher that yells at us or coach or whatever it is, right? Or we can say, just keep going. We can have an angel on this side saying, just keep going. We're rooting for you. Just a little bit better every day in every way, right? And that's literally how I lost 100 pounds. People ask how I did it. I just tried to live a little bit better every day in every way. And I took on this idea of devotion and started to realize how self-discipline really was the thing that was going to give me the freedom of the feelings that I wanted, right? It was going to give me the freedom of happiness. It was going to give me the freedom of health. It was going to give me, you finish that, right? So how does devotion, self-discipline, and expansion show up in your life? What have you been resisting that you know is good for you? And how do you want to start? Softly and gently and with your angel on the side saying, you can do it. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just a little bit better every day and every way. And if you start like that, and the pressure is off to be perfect, you allow yourself to be in progress, and over time, you'll get there. I can't wait to see where you end up. Thanks for joining me on my journey. If you like this video, check out some of my other ones. Like, subscribe, or leave a comment below. I'd love to know more about your journey and what you're up to and where you are. If you're interested in coaching services, check out the link in the description and my website. Many blessings and much love.